Hi, Collective. Welcome back to Love, Light, and Life Affirmed, your daily affirmations for self love and growth. Hi, you guys. Welcome back. Welcome back to Shadow Work. This is our part 3 series, Wisdom of the Shadow. So, welcome, wise ones. Within you lies a gold mine of truth, ready to be discovered and integrated. With an open mind and a courageous heart, it is time to enter the mystery of the shadow, to uncover the wisdom waiting to be revealed. So, welcome back, all of my current subscribers and followers. So, today, you guys, I'm going to be doing a new spread. This is a new deck that I got for you guys called Path of Shadows. So, I'm going to actually do just more like a collective general shadow message, just to kind of see what's going on in the energy. I am still going to get you guys a Threads of Soul Oracle and your Wisdom of the Shadow Oracles at the end as well, Collective. But just want to try something new for you guys. Let's see what type of messaging we can get from this new deck here, Collective. Okay? All right. Let's see. First one out, Skeleton. A curse of bones, time and dust, things that were never meant to last. So, this is about connections, relationships, things in our life that have expired, things that we need to walk away from and let go. Sometimes we hold on to things that are not meant to stay. Sometimes people come into our lives as lessons, right? But we create such hard and deep bonds with some of these people that it's hard to now let go. So it creates karmic lessons that we now have to endure because we want them to last longer than they should. So some of you guys are having a hard time possibly letting go from some connections that have been in your life, but that have expired. Then we have demon. The temptation of living, the fear of regret, dancing among the ashes from the flames of hell. So some people are in negative energy, demonic energy in your life at this time. People are tempting you to stay in connections by using things like money, right? Finances, by tempting you with lifestyles that are not generally going to be good for you, but creating these illusions of pleasure in order to keep you in this mindset so that you don't walk away. They are making you feel and manipulating you to make you feel as if you will regret walking away from them, leaving a situation that you know is not good for you. Again, tempting you with money, resources, big homes, nice cars. This is the energy. Then we have ghost. In the realm of shadows, where memories are host, the echoes of what is gone still haunts me the most. Some of you guys have walked away from situations and or people have walked away from you and there are situations that still haunt you to this day. That means that in these situations there was no resolution. So that's why there is still guilt. There is still this weight on your shoulder. There are still memories of ghosts past that need to be addressed. Some of you guys could be dealing with anxiety, having sleepless nights, constantly having this situation or person in the back of your mind. Okay. Yes, confirmation. The next card was overthinking. So each thought a labyrinth, endless, obscure. There is no peace amidst this self imposed torture. So, you guys are dealing with these anxious, overthinking minds because of situations that have not been dealt with, that not have been resolved. And this creates numbing, wanting to find ways to calm the mind by reaching for substances or, looking for rebounds, physical pleasures, other things, these, negative energies, things that are tempting when you are trying to numb pain or forget about a loss. Yeah. And some of you may be hiding what you're truly feeling. And collective, flip the energy where it goes. Okay, so this could be pertaining to you or somebody that you are dealing with or somebody that you know. But somebody is wearing a mask. Somebody is going through a lot of anxiety, overthinking, being tempted by life, knowing that they need to let go of a situation with a person, place, or group that is no longer good for them, but with to, holding on to something that is not meant to last, holding on for dear life. And it is creating overthinking, it's creating feelings of being tempted, of doing something that ultimately is not going to serve your highest good, causing unrest, overthinking, feelings of anxiety, creating this mask situation of duality in order to protect, to save face, knowing that they're not in a good situation, knowing that they're not feeling the best. Fear of failure. Yep, there you go. Confirmation. The fall keeps repeating on my head, the eternal obstacle between me and the next step. See, this is exactly what this is. To finish this first line, someone is holding on. Again, collective, this could be you or somebody you know. But somebody is holding on to a situation, a person, a relationship, a job, something that they know it's not meant to last. It's dead. It is expired at this point with this skeleton energy here. And you are, or they are holding on to it and being tempted to stay based on material things, fear of regret, that once they walk away or you walk away, you will not be able to be successful or have the things that you want. So people are using manipulation to keep you stuck or this person stuck in the situation. And it is causing now where they know that things have been unresolved in this situation that they should be walking away from. They know that there's no way to fix what the situation is to make it better. So now they are overthinking, not sleeping, having anxious thoughts, and they are covering this up, their face, on a daily basis, pretending as if everything is okay to the outside or external world, where deep down they feel this fear, this caution. And it is because they have a fear of failure, or you do, collective. And because of this fear, the eternal obstacle between me and the next step remains, that fear of taking a leap of faith. Wow. The labyrinth, yes. The endless maze, the endless cycles, things that you can't get yourself out of once you choose to walk into this labyrinth. Among the confusion of the twisting turns and the endless chase, will I find myself in the heart of this maze. Yeah, some people are stuck right now in the heart of this confusion. Yeah, it is going to take bravery. It is going to take people making a different choice, action, determination to get out of the situation that they find themselves in. But there is such a deep fear here. Again, and this fear is not only coming from your own thoughts, but this is also fear that's being imposed on you by the people around you. The boogeyman. As life unfolds and shadow overpowers light, will my innocence be left untouched? Some of you guys, again, have deep rooted fears, traumas, fears of abandonment. You've dealt with rejection, you've dealt with loss. And these are the things that people use as the boogeyman or the fear energy to keep you in place, to keep you exactly where they want you to be. And this, I feel, for a lot of you guys, started at a very young age. Yeah, by an evil queen. Very interesting. So some of you guys could be dealing with a mother, a baby's mother, some type of female figure or strong figure in your life. Where love eludes, fear becomes my throne. What would a rose be without its thorns? So this is someone that's very harsh, that is not very loving, and they create fear. This is how they are able to sit on their throne. See, when people are fearful, that means that this evil queen has control, and their control becomes stronger and stronger. Their throne becomes bigger and bigger as fear gains momentum, as fear grows. Wow. This is the wisdom that somebody is needing. Owl energy. Wisdom, shadows, deeper truth. This is a truth that doesn't want to be seen, that is a ghost that somebody is overthinking, but they know is there. This is your boogeyman. Wow. Black cat. Yep. Grace, mystery, psychic abilities. Some of you guys, again, need to dive deeper. I feel like this is something intuitively that you know, but maybe it's hard to face. This is the aspect of your shadow that is hard to dive deep into because it opens a lot of wounds. It opens up a lot of chaos. It's going to create disharmony in a place external to you, maybe where you feel like you need to wear this mask in order to keep the harmony, but deep down, you are already in chaos. You are not sleeping, you are overthinking, thinking about all these past situations that have never been resolved. There's never been an apology, there's never been any healing. These are all ghosts or things that you recall, and this is between you and your relationships, whether parents, whether siblings, whether romantic partners, whether these are friends. These are all things that you overthink about constantly because you have not faced this aspect of your shadow, these fears. And these have grown and grown and become bigger and bigger in the back of your mind. They are your boogeyman. It needs to be confronted. But there is somebody who is very good at creating fear, that is very good at manipulating others emotionally and tempting them with things that are not good for them to keep them stuck in situations, to make them feel as if they're not going to be successful if they decide to take a next step. So people around this person never leaps, never goes out of the norm, never does what's within their heart, because love doesn't live within this person. Fear, control, and manipulation is what drives them, is what creates this throne that they sit on. Wow. Wow. Okay. Let's see what other characters might be involved in this situation, what other divine lessons are needed here. Smooth talker energy. Yeah, This could definitely be that evil queen in their smooth talker, manipulative energy. The silk covered hook. Words like honey, intentions like smoke. This energy charms, persuades, and maneuvers with effortless ease. It tells you what you want to hear, yet offers no action behind it. It weaves illusions so seamless they feel like truth. But listen closely, and you'll hear the hollow echo of the ego beneath the sweetness. Be mindful. Are you being convinced or are you being captured? Wow, if that doesn't describe our evil queen here, I don't know what does. Wow. The best friend, betrayer. Narcissistic behavior, energy, walking red flag. What else? Wow. Confirmation. Mother, the wound maker. When I tell you that this week in shadow work, inner child and parent wounds are significant. One more, please. And somebody has a lot of friends that they can't trust. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. Some of you guys have siblings like this as well that you need to be mindful of, collective. Okay. Let's just start with these. So, best friend, betrayer. They cheered for you in public, but secretly hoped you'd fail. Whether they stole your ideas, envied your connections, or betrayed your trust, they teach you that not all friendships are built on love and mutual respect. Some are built on competition, hidden jealousy, and envy, unbeknownst to you. Pay attention, collective. I've experienced this more than once, and it is very heartbreaking. Not everybody wants the best for you. Not everybody is happy for your life, especially if they are unhappy and wearing a mask about their own. And some people are very, 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 very good at hiding this. But there's usually cracks in their behavior and their story, so pay attention. Narcissistic behavior, energy, walking red flag. The puppeteer moves in silence, shaping reality with unseen strings. This energy can charm, persuade, or deceive, twisting truth into illusion where it is always the hero, the victim, or the mastermind. Another evil queen energy here. Bending wills under the guise of guidance. It feeds on validation, but no amount is ever enough. Step too close, and you may find yourself emptied, reduced to a reflection of its needs rather than your own. Are you leading your life or are you being led? Mother, the wound maker. Her love may have been conditional, her expectations suffocating, or her absence a wound that never fully closed. From her, you learn that nurturing is not always gentle and that breaking cycles is sometimes the greatest act of self love. Friend, catalyst. Not all who laugh with you walk with you. Their presence was a lesson in trust, teaching you that not every hand extended in friendship is extended in genuine care. Wow. All right. Let me get you guys your threads of soul, your questions that I leave with you guys once a week, something to contemplate on, to think about in regards to your own life, again, or somebody that you know. Wow, the broken spell. What else, Spirit? The final gate. Wow. Okay, the broken spell says, what belief or illusion has been shattered? How can you rebuild with newfound wisdom? Yep. Illusions is very important. People are coming out of these illusions and they are truly seeing things for the way that they are, but it is heartbreaking for some. Some people always knew, but facing it is completely different than just knowing, right? The final gate. What is the last step before an important change? What must be released before you can move forward? So, a lot of you guys are ready for change, but there is something that you are still holding on to that needs to still be released before you can take that leap. Before you can take that leap without fear, so you can stop being tempted by material things, by fear of regret, by guilt or whatever it may be. What last thing do you need to release so you can take that next leap of faith? One more, please. One more, please. Resilience and intrusion. I recognize what makes me uncomfortable with intrusion. I know my boundaries and I define what feels right for myself. From thoughts, invitations, advances, words, phrases, touch, there are many ways that our body, space, heart, privacy, or energy can be or feel invaded, intruded, or encroached upon. Only we get to decide what feels invasive or intrusive. There can be times when we have trained ourselves to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. This is something I say to you guys all the time, collective. Or that something isn't that big of a deal, so we should just let it slide because it should not bother us. Something doesn't need to be a malicious or vicious act for it to feel violating. It is important to honor the parts of ourselves that have been violated or have felt intrusion, no matter how big or small the experience. Guilt, shame, self blame, and a dissonance within our own bodies can build from these experiences. We need to hold and process those stories and feelings outside of times when our control has been physically taken from us. We can set boundaries and redefine for ourselves what we will accept. Think about ways in which you can safely share about experiences you've had that may have felt intrusive, violating, harmful, or invasive. How can you honor and validate your own feelings? If there is an ongoing feeling of intrusion, what boundaries can you set? How can you speak up? How can you change the situation? And what support do you need? How can you acknowledge the times choice was taken from you? What can you do to redefine what feels right for your body? And what boundaries can you set to lessen certain intrusions? Resilience. I am resilient. I am buoyant and bounce back. Whatever life hands me, I will be refined by it. We grow more resilient by being put to life's tests and challenges while refining our ability to adapt, recover, cope, and remain balanced. We don't do this by a magical wave of a wand. We do this by going through the difficult experiences and coming out the other side with practical wisdom that is gained only by living through it. Each and every trauma, tragedy, threat, stressor we have experienced has taught us how to be with that energy and survive or even thrive for most of us. When we know this, we can receive anything that comes our way with the knowing and remembering that not only can we handle it, we can receive it as a teacher and invite it to refine us rather than define us. To know our own resilience gives us a superpower armor of bring it on, or I've got this, and I trust in my ability to bounce back. Holding a knowing of resilience can allow us to see a challenge as an opportunity for growth. It is important to hold awareness of all the resilience we already have, thanks to all adversities we've experienced. So thank your adversaries, collective, because your adversaries are who provide you with those experiences, that provide you with the knowledge that you didn't know you needed, the wisdom that you can take with you. And now you can take it, transmute it, and thrive in your life and grow. Think about the challenges that have made you stronger, capable, more fearless, and ready to face the world. Think about someone who you perceive as resilient and what traits you feel express and radiate that quality. What has been your most challenging life experiences? How have you transformed your pain from difficult experiences? And where do you feel not so resilient and a desire to strengthen? You are resilient, collective. You have the ability, again, to take the knowledge that you have gained from these hurtful experiences and use it to strengthen you, to give you more wisdom, self empowerment. Turn your pain into power. Allow it to help you thrive in life and not hinder you or hold you back in life. Thank you so much for being here with me on Shadow Work Part 3 series, Wisdom of the Shadow. If you missed Part 1 and Part 2, make sure to check those out. These are all connected this week, pertaining to inner child, parental wounds, trusting of self. If this is where I leave you, thank you so much. Hopefully, I will see you in Wounds to Wisdom on Thursday, our new series. But if not, thank you so much. Hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe, and follow me. And until next time, you guys, bye.